sorry to say it, but you have to get better. You have to use your eyes. I know it's hard, but you have to open your eyeballs and look at people when they're sliding on your screen. You have to actually react. You can't just expect to shoot two or three bullets and win. It takes 4 to 5 bullets, to win most of these interactions. On YouTube, I'm the Spider Sage. Welcome to the cluster. We're talking about something that's not that important, actually, if you think about it. But Black Ops 6 released, and everybody's kind of pissed off about it. From small creators to big creators, everybody has an opinion about this game. And I'm not completely convinced. I'm not completely sure why everybody is so upset at this game. I mean, I see some of the arguments, but we're going to talk about the maps, we're going to talk about the movement, and we're going to talk about some of the other things that have been getting on people's nerves, such as skill-based matchmaking. Everybody talks about skill-based matchmaking and everybody hates it. It's the thing that's tearing Call of Duty down. It's the one reason why Call of Duty just is not the game it used to be, because we have SBMM now. Well, I am of the opinion, yes, SBMM in prior games used to be very, very intrusive, very, very restrictive. Yes, but nowadays I don't think it is that bad, honestly. I have a 1.2 KD, 1.18 I believe to be exact, but I am steadily going up. I am steadily going up and up and up. I started off in this game with like a point 0.8 or something like that because I started using snipers and it was a strategy to get the SBMM to kind of curve. But at the same time, this is a strategy that a lot of people are utilizing and they still complain about how evasive skill-based matchmaking is. And I still just don't see it. I still do pretty well, even though I have a 1.2 or 1.18 KD. Overall, I still get about 1.4, 1.5 in my lobbies. I'm still going above what my average is, which means I'm getting better, which means yes, I do need to be in lobbies with other people who are around my skill level. Everybody keeps saying that I'm going up. That's the scapegoat of this whole system, SBMM. Everybody says that you perform good once and then all of a sudden you're going up against MLG pros. No, no, you're lying. You're straight lying to yourself, and you're lying to yourself. Everybody's not going up against MLB pros because the whole point of skill based matchmaking is to matchmake you based on your skill. So, no, you're not getting into MLG lobbies because you went positive one game. You're going against people who are your same skill base or around your skill base level. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just because you lose a game doesn't mean the game is bad. Just because you win one game, the next game you lose, and then you win the next, and then it's all predictable, and it's really not. It's really not that predictable. But even if it was that predictable, there is nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, I am nobody, and this matter really does not matter that much. It is a video game. It is a video game, and I need people to remember that. But yeah, that's my kind of spill about skill-based matchmaking. In all seriousness, though, skill-based matchmaking is a little bit of a problem. I can see why some people would be upset by it, but I don't think it is as hardcore as it was in like Cold War, for example. Beginning of Cold War, MW 2019, Modern Warfare 2019, pretty oppressive stuff right there. That was some pretty oppressive SBMM. But as far as right now, I don't think SBMM is that oppressive. I think it's pretty decent. I perform, at least, me as an average player, I perform pretty well on a consistent basis. I have fun each and every map. Um, Sure, there are people who are like, it's like, dang, yeah, that person's really good, and oh, he got gold on his guns, and oh man, he got all the skins. It's not the end of the world to run into somebody like that every now and then. I don't see the problem with it. But everybody has their own cup of tea and what they prefer from Call of Duty. SBMM to me is not that big of a problem. But moving on to something much more pressing that everybody seems to really be on the same side about, and to be honest, I kind of agree with everybody on this one too. But the maps in this game are actually pretty decent, if you ask me. I don't think a lot of them are that good, especially like Babylon. Babylon could get pretty campy. In another one, I forgot. Dialect. I hate dialect. But even this map that I'm on right now, I forgot what this is called. Payback, I believe. Payback is like a C map to me. Everybody seems to be up in the air about Payback. People either love it or hate it. But the maps are getting the complaints that they're small. Everybody keeps calling the maps small, and I don't understand that. To me, the maps are medium size. They are about medium size. The small maps like Babylon, small maps like they just added Nuketown, that doesn't really count. But yeah, Babylon is Dialect isn't that small. It's about a medium-sized map. A lot of these maps remind me of the same size as Cold War maps. Cold War maps, you have very localized lanes and very localized flank routes. But as a map as a whole, it was pretty big. Everybody keeps saying, the maps are just too small, and that kind of feeds into the movement system as well. I think the movement and the maps do kind of go hand in hand. One of the big creators was saying something along these lines. I'm gonna get back into that later, but we're gonna stay on the topic of the maps. To me, the maps are not that bad. The maps are not what's making this game bad. Sure, I think it's has more to do with the spawns. I 100%. Everybody's complaint about the map, I think, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm nobody. I am nobody, and this matter does not really matter. But I think everybody kind of is misinterpreting what's actually affecting them. I think it's the spawn system that's actually bad, not the maps. I will admit that you kill somebody, you turn around, and that same person you just killed it has now spawned behind you. That's happened to me on the receiving end, and it's happened to me on the giving end. I've been the one spawning behind somebody that just killed me, and I've had somebody I just killed spawn right behind me. It is very frustrating, and they do need to fix the spawn systems for these maps. I don't think the maps themselves though are that bad. Overall, yeah, they remind me a lot of Cold War maps. They're very intricate. You have your inside, outside. You don't have your standard three lanes, but there are three main spaces you'll find enemies. There's the middle, left and right. Pretty simple. And I like how connected, especially with the buildings. So, like Skyline and this map, you have routes that connect, and so you can get to the other side pretty fast. I think these are very, very intelligently built maps. I just think people aren't utilizing them in the way they're meant to be utilized. The game is still new, so people still haven't really found the flow of, where to find people and how to shoot at people and what people typically do in certain situations. And that's just as time goes on. Once this game gets a little bit older and people start showing, their muscle memory, what they do normally, then people will be able to find a flow for these maps. And they really do have to fix the spawn system. I think that is all predicated on the fact that they have to fix the spawn system in this game. I will give people that, but I do not think it's the maps themselves that are the problems. I think the maps are pretty well designed for this game. And I say that based off of this game is very, very similar to me to Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 had these types of maps where they're not big, they're not small, they're medium-sized maps. Legitimately, these are medium-sized maps. But Black Ops 4 had a lot of medium-sized maps, and the movement was it was a faster paced game. So it felt like the spawns were against you. And you had the medium sized maps and the movement system combined together. It made the game, people didn't know how to really um adapt. I don't think people really learned how to adapt, just like in Black Ops 4 with the medium sized maps and the movement. Just like in this game, we got medium sized maps and we got really fast movement. This is a faster paced COD. I don't think people are able to adapt as quickly because of how drastically different the game plays and feels compared to its predecessors. Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2, and it's not the same pacing, it's not the same map design. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the pacing or the map design. I just think the spawns need to be fixed in my opinion. Um I think that's pretty much it for like the map section of this. I don't think it's the maps that are the problem. With the movement, again, we kind of already touched on this, but it is harder to to get used to, you know? Now, one big YouTuber, he was complaining about the map size and how the movements, if the movement was different, maybe these maps would play a little bit different. And it's like, yeah, duh, that's kind of the point. Yes, if the movement was different, yes, the whole fucking game would play different and the maps would play different. Maybe the maps would be generally more liked by the public because now we would have a slower play style that people are typically used to when it comes to COD. But we're not used to these fast COD movements. So yeah, I don't think dumbing down the movement, because that's kind of what he insinuated, dumbing down the movement, slowing down the movement. I don't think he exactly said that, but he insinuated it. The movement does not need to be touched in this game. The movement is what makes this game special. This is what Black Ops 4, to me, this is what Black Ops 4 should have been. This is what Cold War should have been. Cold War was a game with no identity. It was a solid game. It was riddled with problems, but it had no real solid identity. Black Ops 6 has a solid identity. You know it's Black Ops 6 just by looking at it, which is something crazy to me. Because when it comes to like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, you look at those games and honestly, I can't tell the difference. I can't tell the difference. Even sometimes Cold War is hard to differentiate Cold War from Modern Warfare 19. I'm exaggerating now, but still, this game is still very different because of its movement. I don't think touching the movements would be the solution. Again, fixing the spawns would be the solution. Learning how to actually play the game. I hate to say it. I hate to say that it's a skill issue for a lot of people, but it is a skill issue for a lot of people. This fast-paced movement, these maps were not liked back in like Black Ops 4. People didn't appreciate this style of Call of Duty back in Black Ops 4. People hated Black Ops 4. And I think Black Ops 6 is a lot the same like Black Ops 4. We're going to see a very niche subset of COD players who actually represent and want what Black Ops 6 represents, which is fast paced action. I mean, the clips you can pull off in this game are phenomenal. I don't think any COD really had the space for the cinematic movement and the just the way the gunplay feels. Black Ops 6 has really carved itself out and it's expanded upon what Black Ops 4 should have been and expanded upon what Call of Duty should have been. Now, 4 years in the making, I think is crazy for only what 12 maps, I think 11 maps. I don't know how many maps there are. We should have got better maps. I think the quality of maps should have been better. Like Verkuda, that snow map, I think should have been better. But still, all in all, I think this is the most complete launch we've had in a while. So we already talked about the maps, we already talked about the skill-based matchmaking and the movement. Now, I really just want to end this off by saying, you know, you have to give the game time. This is a skill game. It's clear. Once people become more proficient with omni movement, with understanding the spawns, especially if they fix the spawns. But once we start to understand the spawns more, once we start to understand the omni movement more, once we start to understand the guns and the attachments more, you will start to see that this game is actually one of the best releases we've had in a while. I think Black Ops 6 has really scratched the itch for a lot of people, you know, especially me. It's scratching that fast pace. I don't want to load in and have to really sweat and think about the game. And I hope nobody's in this corner. I just want to run around and have fun, honestly. And this is what this game is a space for. You can just run around and have fun. Sitting in a corner is not going to work. You're going to get shot down. You're going to get shot down. Running around all the time isn't going to work. Just because you can move fast in this game doesn't mean you should be 24/7 speeding around, because that doesn't work either. You're going to get shot down. There is a balance, just like in Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 was a faster game, but still, you could move around and you would have to be careful when you pop out. And the movement wasn't because, you know, you get to the other side super fast and surprise the team and you're already in their spawn. No, the movement was for, oh wow, he slid around me and shot me. I couldn't even see him. And now he's pushing up to the flag with two other people. And we got to be careful when we respawn next time. That is the type of movement this game allows. You're not supposed to just be flying around just to be flying around. You're supposed to be using it strategically. This is a skill game. It is. I'm sorry to say it, but you have to get better. You have to use your eyes. I know it's hard, but you have to open your eyeballs and look at people when they're sliding on your screen. You have to actually react. You know, you can't just expect to shoot 2 or 3 bullets and win. You know, it takes 4 to 5 bullets, to win most of these interactions. So you have to actually be good. I'm sorry. I am sorry if it's hard to hear that, but some people really do need to hear that. I'm not a Call of Duty player by any means, but I'm having a fantastic time with this game. Like I played the older Call of Duties and stuff like that. I am a Call of Duty player, but I'm not a super hard sweating Call of Duty player, and I'm still having a great time with this game, and I'm still finding it to be not as competitive as other people find it to be. Now there are glaring issues with the game that I have, such as the wall hacks. I forgot what it is. I think it's the green. You get all the green abilities, and it gives you that. What's it called? I forgot what the specialty is called, but that is cancer. No, we should not be seeing through walls on any level. No, I think the whole thing needs to be reworked. No way should there ever be any type of wall hacks where I can actively watch people, whether I die, whether it's 2 seconds, 10 seconds. I should not be able, for any amount of time, for any reason, be able to see people clearly moving through walls. My enemy team, I should not be able to see that. There is no reason for that to be in this game. I'm so sorry. Treyarch, remove that. Please remove that. But everything else in this game, I think, is pretty solid. Fix the spawns, fix the wall hack stuff, and I think this is a pretty solid game. Of course, there's other things that are problems like the meta, but you can't really get rid of any type of meta. And I think the meta in this game is pretty balanced. A lot of the guns just feel good. Of course, ARs and SMGs are the best. Like in most Call of Duties, ARs and SMGs are just the best thing to use. But there's marksman rifles out there that find their lane. If you know how to use them, you have to play slower. The LMGs you can use as ARs. Some of them, I forgot. I think it's the XMG. And what's the first LMG that you get? I forgot. But those two LMGs are very, very useful. I've seen people use them against me, and I use them too. And you can compete against them with ARs in the right range. Even close up, you can get an AR person off guard and win that match with LMG. So I believe a lot of these weapons are very balanced. Shotguns are balanced. The pump action doesn't have too much range, and the automatic isn't super fast and stupid and unpunishing. I think everything in this game is pretty well balanced when it comes to guns, when it comes to field upgrades. Um, yeah, I don't really have too many other problems with this game. I don't understand why so many people hate on this game, but I really wish people would turn around and just see it for what it really could be. And once it gets all the updates it needs, once we figure out as a community how this game really feels, and as an individual how to really relate to the spawn system, how to relate to the balancing of the game. Once you get that down, then you'll really have a great time with Black Ops 6. I think most people will. But that's just my opinion. Of course, there are horrible, horrible things in this game, and I really do appreciate you listening. Take care, be safe, and I hope you're enjoying Black Ops 6. If you're enjoying Black Ops 6, let me know down in the comments, and stay tuned for some more content, man. I'm gonna be making some more fun content. But this is the first video I wanted to throw up. Welcome, my name is Spider Sage. Welcome to the cluster, and I hope you all are having a great day, man. Take care and stay safe out there.